What's up, everybody? It's another weekend edition of the Infinity Edge. We got a two-game slate combined, LEC and LCS. Uh, just to kind of recap a little bit what happened yesterday on Friday in the LEC, Rogue and Misfits actually had a surprising five-game series where Rogue won that one 3-2, moving on to the semifinals of the winners bracket. Nice little pentakill by Inspired there. Pretty crazy, Viego. Untargetable, can jump onto champions. Might be a little unbalanced there, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, no.
Nothing to see here, Riot says.
Nothing at all. And then moving on to LCS, we have Cloud9 beating Golden Guardians 3-0 and Immortals beating Dignitas 3-0. Alan, did you expect either of these series to be 3-0s here?
Nope. I recall me saying that Dignitas should probably be the favorite against Immortals. They got a nice sweep. I do think that the preparation angle probably played a little bit of a part in that one. I mean, obviously they have a former Dignitas player on their staff, and then they had 2 weeks, and they said they prepared exclusively for Dignitas, knowing that they were going to lose to Evil Geniuses, and it showed. uh, they had
Yeah,
like an interview with the coach right before that game, the first game, and he was like, "So the only thing they do is like Acadian gets into lanes and like fights and ganks and whatever." And that's exactly what happened in the first game. He got one kill at the
right.
beginning, and then it was all pretty much downhill from there. So yeah, that result was unexpected to me. The Cloud9 like Golden Guardians one, I think, is within the realm of expectations. Obviously, Cloud9's been playing kind of bad lately, but Golden Guardians is not a very good team. But the 3-2 also was unexpected. All around, pretty poor takes from the Infinity Edge yesterday. Me in particular.
Well, hopefully we'll bounce back on this one. We got a two-gamer to kick off our Saturday. Some pretty good games, but we'll start off in the LEC. We have Mad Lions versus G2 Esports. Two franchises that have been doing pretty well for themselves in the last coming years, but Mad Lions 0-2 on the summer season against G2. So, Alan, I gotta ask the question: is the best of five going to make any difference here, or is G2 just going to roll the Mad Lions?
So one of my worst betting days ever was the first time that Mad Lions upset G2 because I just like couldn't believe that they would ever upset them. I think of these teams as the same, except for Mad Lions is just a worse version of G2. I think that that's the same now with Reckless in the 80 carry position instead of Perks. But I gotta just anchor to that. I think that this year it's been exactly the same. Mad Lions has just been a less consistent, worse version of G2, especially to end the season. Like both of these teams are extremely bloody. They will fight you at any point, anywhere. Um, but I think that Mad Lions is just kind of the less talented team in every position. And then I also just think that they have less synergy from a while together, and so I kind of think that last year's run for Mad Lions was a little bit fluky and a little bit soon for where they're actually at. Like they have very variant players with Carzy and Humanoid, I think, and like when they're on, they're two of the best players in the West. When they're off, they lose games all by themselves. So I think they've been off more than on against the good teams this season, and I would expect that to continue in this series. I like G2 in like a 3-1 look. It could be a 3-2, but even in those settings, I still think that G2 is going to be like really high scoring because in their losses, they probably still get a bunch of kills. Like I could see, all of these games being well over 25 combined kills, 28 combined kills. Like I think it's a pretty explosive matchup.
Right. And, hopefully you're right there. If you are rostering G2 tomorrow, they are the most expensive team on the slate. With Mad Lions being the least expensive, I assume just on the sheer chance of Mad Lions winning, we all know how G2 and kind of Fnatic, when they lose hard.
Yeah.
I could also see a lot of ownership coming in on Mad Lions on this one as well. Do you think that this game will garner more ownership than the LCS one we'll talk about next?
100%, yes. I think that people think that 100 Thieves is not a very strong uh, DFS team, and they're not. I mean, their deaths per loss is pretty low for the LCS. Their kills per win is the same. So like, uh, I do see Mad Lions maybe being the third most owned team on this slate. Sorry, as I burp through this. So I to me that's like way too high. Like I really have a tough time seeing G2 losing it. Obviously, like they do have the cushion of a losers bracket, which is always a little worrisome with G2 because they're just it's a bunch of veterans who are comfortable coming from the losers bracket. So that's a tiny bit concerning to me, but like I don't think that's a good angle to play. And in a, we give our best stuff, you give our best stuff kind of series, I favor G2 over Mad Lions like 75-25, something like that. And so that makes me want to own basically no Mad Lions. And if G2 gets 3-0'd like Toss did, then it's going to be another bad day for me. But I think that's the way you have to go with a 2-game slate like this. Like it'd be really hard to try to find combinations of Mad Lions and G2 that you like that are also possibly low owned. You basically only have to play like contrarian captains, and that's not really something that I like doing. Like I'd rather just play the full gamut with G2.
Yeah, it feels like even if you're playing Mad Lions tomorrow, you're not going to get the ownership you want there. So it's not even really an ownership play. It's just you actually have to believe in the Mad Lions and then, hope that other people aren't on them as well.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
All right, we'll move right on over to the LCS, the best region in the world. Unlucky for our viewers, Cloud9 actually won their series, so I don't have to attempt to burn down my studio while burning C9 merch. But tomorrow we have 100 Thieves versus Evil Geniuses. Two teams in our Discord where there are a couple people that have 100 Thieves futures and a couple people that have Evil Geniuses futures. Someone's going to be sweating the losers bracket here. So, Alan, which one of those future holders will it be?
Mm. I could see this being the finals, although I do think that like Team Liquid and Cloud9 have the highest ceiling to me. Although I really like Evil Geniuses too. Um, but as far as who's gonna have to sweat the losers bracket here, I think it's probably the 100 Thieves holders. Uh, Part of that is probably because Evil Geniuses is like ever so slightly the dog, so I may be like a little bit drawn to them. You know how that bias works, where like you're like, oh, this team shouldn't be the dog, but they're really not the dog. I mean, they're like minus
Right.
108 or something like that. So it's not like a serious edge there. But I do think that Evil Genius is the better team, and I do think that they've been the better team to end the season by far. I was looking at stats today, and on this particular patch, so on this particular patch, or maybe the last, where was I looking? Okay, the last few patches here,
Mhm.
the Evil Geniuses has been a better gold team than 100 Thieves, although 100 Thieves, is this right? I feel like I'm looking at the wrong thing here. Is 100 Thieves 8-0 in their last few games of the split? I feel like that's wrong, but maybe I'm
No,
wrong.
they're on a one loss streak right now.
Yeah, okay, never mind. They're 8-7 on the last two patches. I don't know where I
Yeah.
was. I don't know where I was looking. Maybe I had it filtered only for wins. Anyway, so on the last two patches, let's see. Evil Geniuses is the best team in the league, 12-3 with a plus 8.6 GSPD, and then 100 Thieves is 8-7 with a plus 2.5% GSPD. So, like a real difference between the teams and how they're coming into the playoffs. I think Evil Geniuses has come on pretty strong to end the season, and 100 Thieves is kind of limp to the finish as they always do. I think that the meta has kind of shifted in a way that doesn't favor 100 Thieves as much as it once did. I don't feel like Closer is as comfortable on the current set of carry jungle champions as he was at the beginning of the split. I think that Contracts has looked incredible when he's played. Obviously, Svenskeren is a bit of an unknown at this point. But then the rest of the map, I just like the way that Evil Geniuses is playing better in basically every position. I think like the mid lane's a pretty much a wash. I think I like the top lane of Evil Geniuses pretty significantly more at this point. Someday seems to be late season slumping again, and then I think I favor the bot lane of Evil Geniuses at this point as well. So I think that there's just been a meta shift that has made 100 Thieves a little more uncomfortable on this particular patch, and Evil Geniuses has really pulled themselves together. So I think I like Evil Geniuses here. I bet Evil Geniuses pretty heavy, and am excited to see them win tomorrow. What are you thinking about this match?
I feel like it's going to be a close one, and I don't think it's going to be a good one for fantasy.
Yeah.
Um, there are multiple times where I can see both of these teams, more Evil Geniuses, playing the map instead of playing for kills, and just kind of just both of these teams like being very cautious, even though they do have the security of the winners bracket.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure if you feel the same way.
I do. I do. I definitely like the other game more for like four stacking purpose. I think I would mix, some four stacks of Evil Geniuses in there, in in a scenario that Evil Geniuses has like three close wins, but they 3-0 or something, and then G2 is like 3-2 or something like that. You're still probably in pretty good shape, like today, right? Like Cloud9 didn't have a ton of kills, but we're still, the top team because they 3-0'd. And so I do still like getting some four stacks of 100 Thieves there, but I definitely like the four stack from the other game more. And for me, that's G2. Like, if you decide you like Mad Lions more, I don't hate that, and you all in Mad Lions, but
Yep.
personally, I like G2 more. So I would try to play a lot of G2 4-3s with Evil Geniuses, and then go, with a shorter amount of EG 4-3s.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, I feel Evil Geniuses are going to win this one. Um, Still sticking with contracts in the jungle, I assume.
I would think so. I mean, it would be pretty weird to 3-0 and then switch junglers right away, and like Contracts
Yeah.
played really well and was, a big reason why they did 3-0. So I hope that they stick with Contracts. I think he's played better than Svenskeren when he's played, so I don't see any reason to go back to Svenskeren unless like, they start banning contract specific champions and they
Mhm.
feel like he can't play anymore.
Yeah, it's just weird they've never made like an official announcement there. So, like caution the mid game or the mid series swap if things do turn ugly for Evil Geniuses early, I guess. But
Yeah.
I assume it'll be contracts all the way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's an interesting thing too because obviously like it plays into the ownership quite a bit. I mean, the last slate Contracts played all three games, and he was owned like a quarter of what Svenskeren was owned, or something like that. And then
Hmm.
Svenskeren was, the lowest owned jungler on that slate. So it's an interesting place to play with. I will definitely play lineups with contracts this time. Like last time, I just decided to fade the jungle position altogether from Evil Geniuses because I felt like I could get burned there, and I probably would have played Svenskeren anyway. So like, that turned out to be the right decision. But this time around, I think like getting that ownership discount is worth it, and obviously like Contracts is playing a lot of the carry junglers that have really high kill potential like Diana and Viego, and so I wouldn't want to miss out on that. So I think I would play Contracts lineups. I probably would not play Svenskeren lineups.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so G2 Evil Genius for you. Are you just trying to find the best combinations there, or are you looking to get a little weird with top or maybe support captains?
No, I don't think you have to get down to that. I was building a little bit, and it didn't seem like you had to get down to top or support captain. So I would try and avoid that as much as I can. It looks like, whoops. Excuse me as I optimize here as we speak. Yeah, I mean it looks like the salary's wide open as like you can play Danny in the captain slot. So that feels like it shouldn't be possible. Um, and then you can get the Yankos captain, all that stuff. So I think no need to get into that the lower captains.
Okay. Yeah, I assume if you can get Danny captain, that's going to be pretty popular tomorrow.
I would imagine that as well. I also like. I don't love the Danny captain idea. Oh God, you can play reckless captain in a 3-4 with.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty. That's crazy actually. You can play reckless captain in a 4-3. Wow, that is that's unexpected. So yeah, that'll be pretty popular. So maybe look at the mid lanes. You know, hope it's a caps kind of day.
Yeah, get
Uh,
a caps captain Jizuke action.
yeah, something
I
like
like that.
that. I mean, also play. I would also play the the reckless captain lineup that I'm looking at as reckless, Yankos, Caps, Mickey X, Impact, Danny, and Evil Geniuses. Like that's yeah, that feels like one of those lineups that we talked about that shouldn't exist, but it does. So you might
Yeah, you can.
you're kind of
y-
forced to put that one in there.
Yeah, if you can get that crazy of a captain, even in the large field GPPs, you could probably take the two favorites and just go with Yanko's captain as well, and hope that we see something from the LEC today where Inspired got a pentakill, carried the whole team on his back on that one.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so I mean, like it's really loose across the board. Like you can play 100 Thieves with G2 in similar fashion with 80 carry captains. That's pretty wild. I mean, that makes us a kind of interesting slate. I definitely do like playing a few more mid captain looks than and hoping that that's the outcome of the day.
Well, all right. I think we've talked about this two gamer. Kind of got all of our thoughts in here. Is there anything else you'd like to leave on?
Let's talk TSM-TL real quick and make this our make this our video of the weekend.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Um, sure. As now we're gonna jump into TSM-TL. We don't have salaries for this, so we really can't talk salaries on DraftKings. But TSM versus Team Liquid.
Wait, I thought they did have salaries. Am I wrong about that?
Oh, maybe I'm lying to our viewers here.
They do. Yeah, they do.
Oh, look at that.
So they're having a two gamer with 100 Thieves, e.g. TSM-TL. It like just came out. I'm
Oh
not
my
I'm not
God.
blaming you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have an LCS 2 gamer special here. 100 Thieves, Evil Geniuses, TSM, and Team Liquid. All right. So TSM TL, two
What?
teams.
Yeah, go
What's up?
ahead. That is it.
Yeah.
That is like the nut low as far as LCS scoring goes.
Yeah, this one's going to be pretty hard to choose what you're going to do here. So just to bounce back just a little bit on the 100 Thieves EG, 100 Thieves went 2-3 on the year for that one. If you're taking, the whole split form into consideration, and then jumping into TSM-TL. TSM, can you guess the record, Alan?
In summer? Or the
The
whole
entire
thing? The
whole
whole thing.
thing.
Yeah. No, I have no idea. I'll go 19 into 8.
Oh, I was just talking about TSM-TL matchup
Oh shit. Okay.
for the spring and summer.
Spring and summer. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go with. Okay, so they. How many times do they play this
they
split?
played each other 5 times.
Okay, so I'm going TL 3-2.
Man,
Was that?
TSM have won 5 games to TL 0.
Is that a real stat?
That is a real stat. TSM has won every single game against TL this year.
That sounds fake. Did they play in the playoffs? Did they play in spring playoffs? They must have, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. So,
Mid-season showdown. Let's actually go look at that real quick. We're
yeah,
doing it live.
fuck it. We're doing it live. Yeah,
Actually, yeah, TL TSM. TL won that series 3-1. But
it,
if we're talking just best of one series,
uh-huh.
TSM has won 5-0. So,
That is incredible.
will we see Team Liquid in a series, or are we going to see the TSM in their best of one?
All right. So, after last week, I have decided to throw out the entire season for Team Liquid. I think that they are probably the best, maybe second best team in the league. They kicked Cloud9's ass, and they looked like old Liquid, but also Jensen was like playing a range of champions and playing somewhat aggressively, and not like he was shitting his pants the entire time, which is a new look for him in the playoffs. So I had to like completely adjust my thinking on Team Liquid, and I am pretty confident that they are a lot better than TSM. I really don't think that this TSM team is very is like a first seed kind of team. They're obviously a playoff team. They're pretty good, but I don't think they're like a great team at all. And I would be kind of sad to see them go to Worlds from the LCS, because I just think that like the way that they play is the most predictable way that every single LCS team that has ever, skated by has played. Like, they play exactly like that FlyQuest team with Santorin and Power of Evil. That was just like, we just wait for the other team to do stupid shit, and because it's the LCS, they just end up doing stupid shit, and then they win because they refuse to do stupid shit. I hate that. So I'm rooting for Team Liquid here. I think they're the better team. I think Alfari's better than Huni. I think Santorin and Spica are very close. I think that Jensen, this new Jensen, is better than Power of Evil. I think he's just better than him, period.
Yep.
Two. And then, like, Tactical and Core JJ against Lost and Sword Art is somewhat close, but I do prefer Team Liquid. I think that it's a pretty similar situation, right? Where it's like a 80 carry, North American 80 carry, inexperienced. They kind of hide them a little bit, and then a import support who kind of carries the team. But I would rather have Core JJ over Sword Art. So I just think Team Liquid has a better lane by lane. I think they've played better as of late, and I really like them here. I think that they're just a kind of like I said that G2 is a better version of Mad Lions. I think that Team Liquid's just a better version of TSM. Team Liquid also likes to play a style that kind of waits for their opponents to fuck up, but they also get massive gold leads in their lanes that enable them when their opponents fuck up. Whereas TSM, it's just like we're going even until someone does something stupid. So I actually think that this one feels more likely to be a 3-0 to me than the Evil Geniuses one. Obviously, I like the dog there, so that's not like an extreme thing to say. I don't think.
Sure.
I would be pretty surprised if Evil Geniuses 3-0'd, although I would be a much wealthier man if Evil Geniuses 3-0's tomorrow. Um, but I think that Team Liquid could easily 3-0 in a series that like looks close, but actually isn't that close because the teams play a similar style and Team Liquid kind of runs them over. So on that particular slate, even though it's really shitty, like kill wise, I think I would rather play a 4 stack of Team Liquid because I don't think that a lot of people are going to look at that game and think it has the high scoring potential. But with the GameStop play bonus, I'm not afraid of it at all.
Yeah, you're definitely going to be a little unique there if you 4-stack TL because they are close to being the most expensive team on the slate outside of the jungle role, where Closer is the most expensive jungler, and then comes in Santorin for starters. So
Yeah. So
yeah,
like
this one is actually more interesting, I think, than the LEC LCS one. I Yeah, the TL TSM game is going to be pretty interesting on Sunday.
yeah, I mean I think that the the results we talked about in the LEC LCS slate, I think that outside of like our little bubble, there's probably a lot of people who think that 100 Thieves are better than Evil Geniuses.
Yep.
I believe like from name recognition alone, but so I do think that 100 Thieves will be more owned than Evil Geniuses on that slate, and probably fairly significantly. Like I wouldn't be surprised if FBI is 10% more owned than Danny on that slate. Um, so, but the other game, I think that like everyone is going to be all in on G2 in that slate, and I mean, it's hard to argue against that. I think.
All right.
And then on this one, I think that like the ownership gets split really interestingly because I think that people probably think TSM and Team Liquid are pretty even, so the ownership there probably gets pretty even, but they're probably more the 3 stack for a lot of people, and I would want to 4 stack them, for sure. Team Liquid.
Okay. Well, there you go. We got 2 slates for you to spend on your Saturday. Um, I guess we'll come back tomorrow to talk about the Fnatic matchup in the LEC,
Oh,
unless you want to go over that one now.
I completely forgot that's happening. So that's on Sunday, is that right?
That I believe that one is on Sunday.
Okay, so they don't have an actual slate there. So I would imagine they'll add that to the Team Liquid TSM game at
Yes.
some point tomorrow, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's
So do you
interesting
want
one.
to? Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you want to give us your take on Fnatic
sure.
Vitality?
We can go really quick. I think Fnatic's way better than Vitality. Like it's not close at all. I wanted to be on Vitality in these playoffs because I do think that they were better than their record showed, but they pulled a real bad straw with Fnatic here. I would have loved to play some Vitality against Mad Lions. I would have played them against Misfits, but against Fnatic, I'm completely uninterested. I would play Fnatic there, and I'd probably play Fnatic in the main spots there as the 4 stack with the captains, and then Team Liquid in the 3 stack.
Yeah, Fnatic 2-0 against Vitality here in the summer, so
Yeah, I think that
it seems
Fnatic.
like a large mountain to climb for Vitality.
Yeah, Fnatic kind of like trolled the end of the season, and I think that people are probably underestimating them coming into this playoffs. Like, I think they were like plus 700 or something to win the split, and that feels a bit large for them. Even if I think that G2's significantly better.
Alrighty, well, Is there anything else you'd like to talk about to wrap up our playoff weekend here?
No, I mean, I suppose I can give my sponsor here the cacti agave seltzer strawberry variety. Delicious.
Oh,
Also,
very nice.
7%. Two of them, if you're a dad who doesn't drink that much anymore, or doesn't drink consecutively that much anymore, you can feel it after two. So,
Got to get your reps in after 2 there. You got to be efficient while drinking.
cacti.
I have nothing on my desk to grab. I have chapstick.
Well, I mean,
You know,
what a product.
what a product.
What a scam, really. Trapstick, I think, is one of the greatest heists in American history because once you put it on, you can never live without it.
Hmm.
Um, so it's kind of like a crack.
Yeah.
On that note,
On that note, catch us tomorrow on the Infinity Edge, where Alan will list more products that he feels are scams. You got a preview? You got a preview for us on that one?
we'll think on it. Probably any profile picture related NFT that's probably up there
Whoa!
on the list. Uh, no, I
Ooh,
I
you're
have no
starting a
idea.
war with Twitter there.
You guys spend your money however you want. Just don't leave me holding the bag.
Gotcha. Well, if you made it this far, thanks for sticking with us. Be sure to follow the esports department on Twitter, like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can find at Alan at @ahuffleduff. Tell him how wrong he is on his profile picture takes. You can follow me at xghostwriter90 on Twitter. You know the deal, Michael. We don't know what you're doing. I assume you're probably drunk as well. We hope to see you next week when we talk semifinals. Good luck on the weekend slates, and let's go make some money.